I'm Clyde Bowman. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Joy of Painting with Jayden Right. Actually, I'll talk like I guess I normally do, like it's a little louder. I'm a pretty loud guy.
I met Jayden at church at our 5th and 6th grader club.
The first time I remember meeting Clyde was in youth group.
My first impressions of him were, this kid is crazy, he is obnoxious, he is loud.
Yo!
And he's a little weird.
And he didn't speak any English, so I thought he was just a weirdo.
Probably a lot of people, including me, thought that he's a little obnoxious, but yeah. Man.
I thought, wow, this kid is also fat. So that was my first memory.
Jayden and I became friends because I was hanging out with this guy named Connor. He's still a friend of mine. I realized, Connor hangs out with Jayden, but I never really talked to him. And it was when Connor and I and him started hanging out as three, and that's when we started becoming friends and realized, man, we are very like-minded, and we like to talk deep on stuff. So I think that friendship from there just kind of had a smooth sailing and just went up from there on. So
I used to hang out with this kid named Connor Martin, and he hung out with Clyde a bit. So, we kind of saw each other when we would hang out. We'd have a couple of dudes just doing stuff together, and I really noticed that he was a just nice guy and how funny. I mean, we just really clicked when we started hanging out separately, not just through Connor, and the rest, as they say, is history. I really just enjoyed hanging out with him, and it all went down from there. Uphill from there.
Whenever I would either drop him off or we would drive, and we would get into deep conversations of talking about stuff and struggles that I wouldn't usually with other people. And that's when I knew, okay, this friendship is close. I can trust him. To me, that was like, yeah, we're close, we're tight-knit, and I can tell him anything pretty much.
It was around the time that the church play was going on, and we started doing like a lot of stuff together. And me and Clyde would just go out and hang out at like McDonald's and stuff. That was a lot of fond memories, where we'd drive around Ephrata and go do stuff.
I would describe my friendship with Jayden as I think unique. We do stuff that I don't think a lot of regular friends do. As in, like, we don't, trying to put this in words that can actually be comprehended.
I would describe our friendship as close, deep, and meaningful.
The things we do are very unplanned, and I think that's why it's unique. Because we can always come up with something on the spot of, let's go to this place. And we have no plan, and then we get to that place, and then automatically, all of a sudden, we'll just have a plan of, what we're gonna do now. So it's unique.
I mean, we really just can very much confide in each other. We just completely trust each other.
Going out without a plan, and then coming up with a plan, just like it just clicks with you and I, just like that. That's our thing, is we go to a random place and we just figure out what to do.
There was a lot of evenings that after we were hanging out, we would come back to my house and we would just sit in the car for like half an hour and just talk. And I love to hear the stories that he would tell about his own life. I'd like to try to give him some advice, but really just hear him out, I think that is me and Clyde's thing.
I really value the fact that we can talk about anything, and when we share our deepest struggles and like things we struggle with, and general life, a lot of the times that's just what people need, is someone to hear them, and he does a very good job of that. So I value the fact that we can be open and vulnerable and help each other grow as humans and as believers in the Lord.
With how close we are, there's like a sort of feeling that you can confide anything and you won't be judged. You'll just be able to get some good advice.
It's taught me to look at people's hearts and not at the outside things. And I think that is a very good principle to live by, to look at people's hearts and intentions rather than judging them based off what they look like and what they do, their external actions.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Because when I first met this kid, like I said, I kind of thought he was a little weird and he couldn't speak English and he was fat. And I mean, personally, I know for one that he's growing a lot. But there was a time where we were just kind of like friends, before we really got deep into it. We would just, like I was saying with Connor Martin, we would just hang out. But then there came a time that we just started talking about really deep subjects and found out there was something closer that we never even could have expected.
I look at what Jesus does. He didn't hang out with the cool guys. He didn't hang out with all the rich people when he was walking on earth. He hung out with the lowly. He hung out with the tax collectors, the people that were considered low. And I think for Jayden, he's a unique guy. And a lot of people would look at him with first glance and say, this guy is weird. He might be on the spectrum a little bit. He walks around with no shoes. He talks to random people about random things. And you could easily, an outsider could easily say, this guy's weird. I don't want to be with him. But I know his heart and I see his heart. And I know the kind of guy he is. And so it has really challenged me to value the heart, value the intentions of people's hearts.
My friendship with Clyde changed me because I had only had one other person that I was ever so into talking about anything with. I was kind of a hyperactive kid, and it kind of felt like sometimes people wouldn't listen to me. And even when I was, even just these last few years, even my entire life, I still am a little hyperactive. Sometimes it feels like people don't take me seriously or listen to me. But with Clyde, that was different. He just treated me like another human being instead of like kind of a weirdo, I guess. He was just different. He's reminded me to stay close and firm with God. And he's inspiring.
Yeah, I just keep looking back at that example of Jesus hanging out with the considered low-class people and knowing that I don't have to hang out with the coolest guys. He is a cool guy. He's cooler than a lot of cool guys. But in the eyes of the world, he would be considered as someone probably not that cool and weird. And so it's changed the way I look at people, the way I look at people that might not have as much as I do. In the world's eyes, people that are lower than me, I just look at with, love and put them up to the same level as me, because at the end of the day, we all bleed blood, red blood. So. But our friendship has taught me to look at the heart and value the heart.
Oh.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Get in here.
Oh. No. It's a great guy. Oh, bro. Oh, that was good, man. That was good, man.
That was a good man.